Hey, how you doing? This is Tommy here from Trading with Harmony. So hope you're having a great week. So it's been another great week this week. Then trading the markets has been a lot of volatility, and then with the non-farm payroll then on yesterday, Friday, with the negative actually USA report. Okay, so the euro dollar then in the actual monthly. Okay, so the euro dollar then we can see here then that the actual in the monthly the actual the two previous months being actually May and April have been positive. So and this month then being June, actually it's really struggling trying to push forward north, and we can see here when we look back in the previous months gone by, specifically here there's a lot of wicks and stuff in this actually regions here. This is why it's struggling at the moment trying to push forward here in the actual monthly. So let's go into the actual weekly. So again here we can see here where these long wicks are, specifically when you can see here actually resistance and support levels here, and it's in that regions at the moment. And then specifically this week it kind of has finished as a doji candle, so meaning that it's an indecision, and specifically in these actually construction zone where we are, it's struggling to push forward north, but still being biased. I'm still looking for moves up north. So let's go into the daily. So then on Thursday then we had a big negative actually engulfing candle that it shot down actually to a previous last week's low, and then actually with the positive actually news for the euro against the actual dollar, that's why it drove the actual euro back up north. So let's go into the actual 4 hour. So last week then we finished here at this point here. What I was talking about then, we were looking for price then. Once price holds in this region here, we're still looking for prices to come up and hit our actually target, being the actual, we're looking for the actual 1.2300. But we've seen here that price did come up a bit higher to the previous weeks here, and then it just couldn't make a break from that. So that's why then the market shot down lower. But then we can see here then previous week then we got a actual lower here from the actual these previous actually weeks lowers here. This was a actual giving us first indication of actually quite possibly looking at market change direction. And then this week then we got an even lower down to our structural point. So in saying that, I'm still being biased looking for a move up north. So that's why I've moved my actual target down this week. So we're looking at the actual 1.2238 for the euro dollar this week. Once price hits that, then we will reassess it then moving forward. The pound dollar then we can see here then this week then it finished up like similar to the actual euro dollar, actually a doji candle, meaning indecision. So so it's struggling then to move forward a bit further north, because when we look back here we can see there's a lot of actual these wicks and resistance in this area here. So still biased looking for one more move up north before I think we'll see a actual retracement. So let's go into the actual daily. So again then we can see here the actual this is a significant area here where we're at the moment, and it's actually bounding off this actually where especially where the full bodies are on this actually, and the past tense here we can see where the actual resistance here, and we can see here where the wicks or these actually bodies are coming in and out of that. Like, so there's a lot of actually momentum here at this regions here, and we're pretty much in a range here at the moment, but I'm still looking for a move up north up to here. Okay, So again, then we're in the actual 4 hours, and we saw last week we did actually finish here at this point, and we did get a bit more of a higher move again, but not up to our target, and then it did kind of come back down to the previous week actually lows here. So we're still in this actually boundary here, so I'm still looking for move up to the north to hit our actual TP here, being the actual 1.4275 in the actual pound dollar. So the dollar yen, then we can see here in our channel here in the that price, then with the actual news yesterday, the actual non-farm payroll, it actually was negative to the actual dollar, so it drove it down here. We can see this big engulfing candle. On the previous day, Thursday, actually it was shooting back up to our targets. So let's go into the actual 4 hour. So last week then we had finished here at this point, and what I was talking about then, if we get price that will hold at this actual structural level here, being the actual 109.40, which it did, it came down and bounced off it a few times, and we got a little bit higher than the previous week here. It didn't hit our target exactly, but so then we got the negative news then, and then actually the market just shot down and bounced off our actual structural area again, being the actual 109.40. So with that negative news, actually I'm looking for actually the market to continue down south. So quite possibly you will get a bit more of a move back up, and then down to our TP being the actual 108.96 in the actual dollar yen. So the dollar Canadian then, so again then for the last few weeks we did pretty much been going sideways here again. We're in this actually range here at the moment, so we're still biased looking for moves down actually south. So let's go into the actual 4 hours. So then this week then we were so close to our actual target actually, but here we finished here last week, and we're only a few pips away from hitting our target this week before it just actually bounced back up. But so again then I'm still looking for a price to continue down to hit our TP, being the actual 1.2 thousand in the actual this week coming. So the euro yen then, we can see here in the actual the monthly that we had 7 consecutive actually positive months then, and this month being June actually. So I'm still looking at a bias of actually a bit of a retracement going to happen here. So we have a lot of actually potential actually of a short-term move down south, right? So let's go. So in the actual weekly here then, we can see here all these actually wicks here, and this actually wicks down here actually is giving us indication that we're at a significant area here at the moment. So this is why I'm still looking at actually price to continue down south short term. So let's go into the actual daily. Okay, so in the daily here we can see the actual with the non-farm payroll news yesterday, Friday, we can see here this is where we have actually a significant actually this is the start of a actual bearish move, especially with this engulfing candle here. So let's go into the actual 4 hours. So last week then we finished here at this point, and I was looking for one more move up into this actually regions here, into the actual 135.20, but again it just could not seem to break this actually structural line here. So again then, so what I'm looking at then for this week then is a change of market direction, and so I'm looking for price then for a better risk reward to come back up, and then to come down and hit our new TP level, being the actual 132.35 in euro yen. With the Ethereum, you can see here that actually the price has actually come down slightly again this week, and again it's come back up again into this actually regions here again. So it is actually trying to break this here, so I do see it breaking it this week coming. So let's go into the actual 4 hours. Okay, so last week then we finished down here at this point, and what I was talking about, we were looking for price then, if it retraces down to this level here, that was fine. It did, it came pretty much down on the nose and hit the actual 2200 mark, and then it's been coming up and actually come up again from the previous last week here, but hasn't broken that. But we got another nice rebound. So then again this week, then I am seeing that price will hit our target this week to 29.78, and then it will more than likely we will get a bit more of a actual rebound again before continuing up to our next target, which will be up in this regions, right? Okay, so in gold then, in the actual weekly here, we can see here we got a nice rebound this week actually in this area here. And what it's done, we can see here that it has come down and made a nice actually retracement where we have previous actually same structural points that has come here previous weeks gone past, that actually that's been significant, but it is moving up north. So I am still looking for moves up north. So we can see then we got a nice retracement back to this structural point here in the actual weekly. So let's go. Okay, so in the 4 hour. Okay, so last week then we finished here at this point here, and we did get a bit more of a higher this week than the previous week, but we didn't hit our target here being the actual 1928. And then again it came down to our structural area here being this 1870 area, and it came down above it and back up again. So again, so I've moved the target down to here the actual 1910 area. So I'm looking for the actual this week coming then for price then quite possibly to come back a little bit before coming up and hitting our TP being the 1910 in gold. Okay, so in the Dow Jones and the US 30 again, we can see here with our rising wedge here, the price still is actually heading up and is still going north, right? So let's go into the actual 4 hours. Okay then, so last week then we finished here at this point, and what I was talking about then, if we get a retracement once it holds at the actual this structural level here, and specifically with the actual rising wedge, we were good and we were looking for price to continue up north. So it did, it came up this week and hit our target being the actual 34.785 area, and then just finishing up the weekend just came up and just closed again to it. So again then for this week coming then, what I'm looking at then is for price then more than likely for a better risk reward. If we come back again into these actual regions here, we are looking for then to continue up north to hit our new TP level being the actual 35,000 area in the Dow. Okay guys, that's it then again for another week. So hope you got some good value from that. Don't forget to give the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you already haven't, and share this. That would be great to so I can keep giving this great content and keep this up to date. Alright, so have a great week. God bless. Take care. Talk to you next week. Bye bye.